Some ferocious defense. We've got more in store for you right after this. And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. That was a combination of everybody and everyone. Everyone. Did you catch that?
I got it.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. How about that first half, fellas? Kyrie Irving was red hot to start the first. He ended up with 17 points, 4 assists, and 1 steal. Let's start with you, Shaq. What'd you think about the Nets?
Spectacular half for Kyrie. Time after time makes a difficult play look easy. A lot of fun to watch, unless you're the one who has to guard him.
And now, Kenny, let's get your opinion on the Bulls.
Well, it's almost impossible to catch up if you keep fouling. They need to be the team getting to the foul line at a higher rate in the second half. That means driving to the basket, hitting the cutter, slicing to the basket. Anything going to the basket is your friend.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
Five points for him in this game, as they have looked to him over and over to make things happen. Right back after this break.
He sliced the D wide open with his feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Well, that's what a great pass will do, right? You'll love the unselfish play. He's down right now.
And now we've got a moment for our Jordan player of the game, Kevin Durant.
And what an amazing ball game we've seen from him. It's been a one-man show worth the price of admission all by itself. There wasn't anything he couldn't do on that court tonight.
Overtime. We'll take a quick break, then get you back to the action. Sports Crew. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long. It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Program. I'm Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. A tremendous game we're seeing from Giannis Antetokounmpo. He ended up with 24 points, 3 block shots, and 1 assist. When does this guy cool off? I mean, he's been stringing together multiple monster games lately. Shaq, let's get your take on Milwaukee.
Well, the Greek Freak, he said in his interview that he's low-key. But you saw in the first half, he got that rare inner passion for the game. Kind of like Kawhi Leonard, Tim Duncan. They just destroy you quietly.
And Kenny, let's get your input on the Pacers.
Poor efficiency on offense. That's what jumps out at me. You aren't going to win many games shooting under 35%. Bad shot selection, too much one-on-one play, not finishing with authority. Now, these are correctable errors. They could choose to come out in the second half and completely flip that script.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
For his defensive abilities, he has got quick hands and quick feet to contest shots.
And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. The Bucks on top. They finish off the third quarter with a 13-5 run. It's the NBA on 2K Sports from Indianapolis.
Just true artistry right there. I mean, great decision on where to go with the ball, and how about the perfect delivery?
We call that, Greg, putting it right in the pocket, and he knew what to do with it. No question, Kevin. Think back to my formative years watching the NBA as a fan. Larry Bird was a Boston Celtic. Magic Johnson was a Los Angeles Laker. The trend in today's NBA is that shorter player contracts, more player control over where they want to be. And the reality is this, Kevin, at some point, free agency entered the equation. It's appropriate. It's
for Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. So long and good night, everyone. Point lead, a terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We'll get right back to the action when we return.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. A fantastic first quarter from Julius Randle. He had 14 points, 4 assists, and 8 rebounds. Taking a look at the Knicks, Kenny, what'd you think?
Well, they've been rewarded for dumping the ball inside, keeping the defense honest. You have to mix it up. A little bit outside, a little bit inside. Now that separates teams.
And big fella, your thoughts on the Hornets?
Their shooting rhythm was off, under 40%. Some of that was shot selection. Some of it was the defense stepping up. My guess is we'll see some significant changes as things get going in the second half. Increasing off-the-ball activity, making the extra pass, and trying to get better looks.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
The Knicks, they lead by 14. And time to step aside quickly, but we'll be back in no time with the start of the fourth quarter. Folks, for Greg Anthony, Chris Webber, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long, everyone.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back to 2K Sports, everybody. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith. Let's talk about that first half. What a start for Jimmy Butler. He ended up with 19 points, 2 assists, and 1 steal. Let's hear from you, Shaq, on the Heat first half.
Well, it's about time Jimmy Butler decides to take over. Something we know he can do. Tough, physical, skilled, and when he's got that jumper working, woo-wee.
And Kenny, what'd you see from New Orleans?
It looked like they were shooting threes blindfolded. Sometimes you could get cold, but that atrocious, it was scary. But they also looked scattered out there, and I think that disorganization was the main issue for them missing those shots. They need to establish themselves better into a better rhythm in the second half and avoid relying so heavily on the three-point shot.
Thanks for joining us, folks. We're now just a few minutes away from the start of the third quarter.
In court, their transition game has allowed them to build this healthy lead. We'll take a quick break and then back to the action here.
And the winner today, the big fella here with the sweetest of dimes. What a plus it is to have a post player who's got this ability to find.
You know, it takes good vision and it takes good decision-making right there. He showed both, and he did so at a
player of the
very...
game, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, and his performance has been a jaw-dropper. He must have been feeling great coming into the building tonight, because once he hit the court, it was all working for him. He was in a zone.
He took charge tonight, and it was just that type of breakout performance they needed. As they try to shake out of the slump they've been in, they'll be hoping he has more nights in end just like this one. Winslow, the pass to Olynyk. Good, and the nice assist from Winslow. Winslow's got 6 assists here tonight.
Unselfish basketball. Winslow, a more than willing setup.
For David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, and Steve Smith, and the rest of our terrific 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. Houston found themselves in a close game in the first. The game was always within a fairly narrow margin, with their largest deficit of the period being 6. In the second quarter, they erased what had been a fairly big deficit at one point, and now here they are sitting on a 1-point halftime lead. Kenny, what'd you think about the Rockets?
Well, I love the way they're pushing the tempo, beating the defense down the floor, filling the lanes, finishing with authority, Ernie, getting to the rim and finishing hard.
Shaq, what'd you think about Minnesota?
They played some solid team basketball, Ernie. Pretty good. They were sharing the ball. We saw some nice feeds, a lot of movement. It wasn't 5 individuals out there. It was one cohesive unit, and they got the assist to show for it. Their rhythm was nice.
And that'll do it for us. The third quarter about to begin with Kevin Harlan standing by. We'll catch you on the flip side.
My brother.
Of the quarter, they have made it very tough to get a shot off against them. Their defense has been stifling. And we'll be back with you shortly. Wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan along with our terrific 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. See you later. And we'll be back in just a moment with the start of the second quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, everybody, welcome back from the first half. Been a dandy so far. A dandy. You like that word, Kenny?
You know
it's
what?
a dandy.
My third grade teacher used to say that all the time.
That you're a dandy.
He said, this is a dandy of a class.
It is. And this is a dandy of a show. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet, Shaquille O'Neal.
So what's a dandelion?
Well, basically, that's what the class was.
A really cool lion.
Got it.
Marc Gasol playing terrific basketball in this one. He had 14 points, 11 rebounds, and 1 steal. Some great work from him in the first 2 quarters. And taking a look at the Raptors, Kenny, what did you see out there?
There may be flashier centers than Marc Gasol, but few are more effective. Always seems to be in the right position, and you saw that in the first half. He can shoulder the scoring load in stretches.
And looking at Dallas, Shaq, your thoughts?
The thing I like is their aggressive approach and getting to the line. You know, when things seem to stagnate on offense, it's sometimes a matter of forcing your will. This team can generate a lot of points and also dictate the pace of the game if they play with that aggressiveness.
And that'll about do it as we get ready for the second half. Let's take you down to Kevin Harlan.
Shout out to my man Joel.
Joel, what up?
The D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
Creating plays for others, it's an art form, but it's also a discipline.
As our Jordan
Fantastic
player
job.
of the game, Marc Gasol.
And as you'd expect, he's done most of his damage in that low block. I mean, that was the game plan, to get it to him in the paint and just let him go to work. And boy, has the big fella.
For Steve Smith, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. DeMar DeRozan putting in some serious work for the team tonight. He had 16 points and 1 rebound. And Shaq, what are your thoughts on how San Antonio played?
Terrific half from DeMar DeRozan. We love his consistency. One of the best scorers in the league for the last 6-7 years. I thought he was the key to their success in the first half.
Kenny, let's get your insight on Portland.
Well, they're trailing in this game because they're shooting under 35%. Now, I've got to give a lot of credit to the defense, forcing the shooters off their spots and making them feel uncomfortable. But if someone takes something away from you, you have to be able to adapt. So they need a whole new game plan because right now they're in trouble.
And that's a wrap for our halftime show. The third quarter just about to get started.
Playing some inspired defense, giving up very few easy points. Back right after this. That'll do it for now. So for David Aldridge, Greg Anthony, Brent Barry, and the whole 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan thanking you for being with us. So long and good night, everyone.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey, welcome back to 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson alongside Shaquille O'Neal and the Jet, Kenny Smith. Let's get to it. Paul George taking care of business in this one. He had 13 points, 2 rebounds, and 2 assists. And taking a look at the Clippers, Kenny, what did you see out there?
What a brilliant, unselfish half of basketball they just played. Their ball movement was absolutely impeccable. All in all, just beautiful basketball to watch.
And over to the big fella, your thoughts on the Hawks.
The first thing to say is, what's up with the turnovers? Jeez. You can live with some missed shots and stuff like that, but you can't keep turning the ball over. It's crushing for a team. It just saps all your confidence when you play a half like that, Ernie. Ugh.
And that's a wrap. With the third quarter approaching, we now send you back to Kevin and the crew.
Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. Back right after this. That'll wrap it up, folks. Now for Greg Anthony, Steve Smith, and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA here on 2K Sports. We'll see you later.